Hi, I'm Bill Pollock. Welcome to MissouriNet.com. We should have the Missouri Tiger baseball team in the NCAA tournament. They're doing quite well at the SEC tournament. We should have Missouri State, which is ranked as high in the top 10 in some baseball polls around the country. They should be advancing to the NCAA tournament. But right now, we have 5 schools, whether it's softball or baseball, that are playing in national tournaments and have a chance at a national title. And so today we want to focus on those teams and hear from the coaches. First, we'll start with the Missouri Tigers. They head to UCLA on Saturday in Super Regionals. It'll be a best of 3. It'll be the 7th time in 8 years that the Tigers are in Super Regionals. And if they win 2 out of 3 from the Bruins, they will head to Oklahoma City. Now, to get there, they had to beat Kansas in the regional finals on Sunday in Columbia. A big win, 7-6 final. Now, as Aaron Earlywine looks ahead to UCLA, he talks about just how tough of a task this will be.
Enormous. They do everything well. They got the player of the year in the Pac, is it 12 or 10? 12. Pac-12 player of the year on the mound. They're hitting 370 as a team. They play great defense. We're at their place. But we've done it before, and we can do it again. That's it. Honestly, you just never know what's going to happen. It's just impossible to predict. And nothing against these girls and Cheyenne, but it's even harder to predict young people. It just is. They have a lot of other things going on in their life. They got school. They're trying to figure out their careers. They got relationships. They got all these things going on. And you just never know, honestly, sometimes who's going to show up. And that's the difficult part about coaching collegiately.
All right, well, good luck to Aaron Earlywine and the Missouri Tigers taking on the UCLA Bruins, a very difficult team. All right, time for a phone blitz now, and let's talk to Pat Reardon, the head coach for Central Methodist softball. A historic season for your team, Pat, winning your first opening round championship, and now it's on to the NAIA tournament. First off, what was it like hosting that opening round for your fans?
I think it was exciting for the girls because I think they knew, the anticipation of where are we going to go, what are we going to do, was taken out a couple weeks before we actually had to play. But to see the girls and to see the parents and the students and the faculty and staff that was there to watch them, I think that meant a lot to the girls because, they do a lot in the community. They do a lot in the classroom. So to see some of the people that normally don't get to see them at this level, I think was good for them. And again, to have all the parent support and my family there and everything else was really good.
Last year, you played in the opening round in Columbia, just down the road. You won a school record 43 games last year. What did you learn about that experience, and did anything carry over to this season?
I think you have to take every time that you get a step farther in your season, I think you got to try to look back on it and say, what can we do to get to the next level? And I know, looking at anytime you look on the field and you're that team in the opposite dugout when the other team is celebrating, it's not a very good feeling. And I'm happy what we've done the last several years, but when you lose that, get to that point where the other team is celebrating and going to the World Series or, whatever accomplishment that was, I think it stuck with them. And I think most of the girls that had seen that for the past 2 or 3 years were at the point where they didn't want that to happen on their own field for sure.
You're on your way to Sioux City, Iowa. That's where the NAIA National Tournament is. You go up against Campbellsville, Kentucky. If all goes well, you'll be there a whole week. How do you prepare for the national tournament now?
I really haven't put a whole lot of thought into it. We kind of gave them a couple of days off. We started practicing again on Monday. But really at this point, we have done some, we played them what seems like a long time ago back in the 1st of March. And really kind of throw that game out. And we just, I know they've gotten a lot better, and hopefully we've gotten a lot better. But at this point, it could come down to, just a hit in the right situation, an error, a walk at a bad time for either team. I think these teams are all so evenly matched. And looking at our schedule going into it this year, I knew we were going to play some tough teams. And looking at now how it has broken down in this national tournament, we have played this year the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed, the number 3 seed, the number 4 seed. Obviously, we're the 5 seed, and then we also played the number 8 seed. So I think what we did to prepare for this is good, and And Campbellsville, since we saw them last, has won 40-something games too, so it'll be an interesting matchup.
Pat Reardon, head coach for Central Methodist, their softball team at the NAIA National Tournament. Great season, and hope it continues for you, and good luck, and thanks for your time.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. 44 wins, a school record for the Eagles. Way to go. All right, I've got Susan Anderson, the head coach of Central Missouri softball, with me as the Jennies are in Oklahoma City going through their preparations for the Division II College World Series. Susan, congratulations. The Jennies in the World Series for the first time since 1994 when you were a player for the Jennies. Bring back a lot of memories of those playing days for you?
It does. A lot of great memories. That's for sure. I was going to say this team that I'm coaching reminds me a lot of our 94 team.
Yeah. What about that? What's the similarities?
I was going to say we had solid pitching. And then we had a ton of team speed that we took advantage of, being aggressive on the bases. And then we were really solid all the way through the lineup 1 through 9. It wasn't like we were relying just on a couple of people to come through with the big hit. It was anybody could come through and be that hero. And then the other thing would be just the defense. Like just this last half of the season, we've been playing some amazing defensive plays.
How has the tournament, in terms of the presentation and all the preparation down there in Oklahoma City, how has it changed from now to when you were there in 94?
It's changed a lot in regards just to, I feel like they're making it a much bigger stage, and you've got a lot more access for social media. Like that wasn't even the case back in the day. So that definitely is very, I should say, our girls are really appreciating everything that Oklahoma City is doing. And I think it's awesome experience for our girls because the Division II College World Series, the national championship, has never been in Oklahoma City. So I think this is an amazing venue just so that way our team and the rest of the other 7 teams that are here, they get to experience exactly what the Division I girls have for the Women's College World Series next week. Susan
Anderson is the head coach for Central Missouri softball. Is it more nerve-wracking being a player in the World Series, or do you think being a coach in the College World Series?
Good question. That's kind of tough to say. I think I would have to say I was a lot more nervous as a player than I am right now. But this team, like I said, they're kind of hitting their stride, and we're on a roll, and they're confident and they're composed, and that's what it's going to take, is just being confident and playing our game.
Well, Susan, thanks for your time. I know it's busy. You're doing a lot of things down there, and now you've got to focus on winning some softball games. Good luck, and thank you for your time.
Bill, thank you so much.
The Jennies, 49 wins. That ties a program record. So 1 win, and then they break that record. Okay, let's switch over to baseball. Truman State and their head coach, Dan Davis, now joining us. Another school that's making a historic run. Dan, for the first time in school history, you're playing in the NCAA Division II tournament. You're winning regionals, and now you're heading to Cary, North Carolina for the World Series.
It sounds amazing. Our guys have had a goal in mind all year, and honestly, since I got here about 9 years ago, we started talking about making a World Series appearance and winning the whole thing. So it's been step by step we've moved towards that, and it's no surprise to us within the program.
We're talking with Dan Davis, head coach of Truman State Baseball. Just to give some historical background to our listeners, this season a school record 26 wins. It's the program's first above 500 record since 1982, and now the first College World Series appearance. Dan, things haven't been easy, and many people would want to bail, but not you. You stuck with it, and now you're seeing the success. Why have you stayed?
I enjoy being around a program. I enjoy a challenge. I mean, there was a time when I applied for the job that I was told that you can't win here, and that sort of lit a fire. And it made me think, if we can come in there and do some special things, it'll be a really solid accomplishment. And I don't know, I feel like I'm a loyal person, and Truman and our administration have given me a chance, and I feel like I owe them, a little bit of loyalty.
Well, that's great to hear. You should be commended for that. You get started on the 24th against Mercyhurst from Erie, Pennsylvania. Now, some people will say, hey, it's nice to just say that you made it to the College World Series, but what's the mindset of your team?
The mindset is that we're good enough to go in there and win the whole thing. So people could say the same thing about making a regional for the first time, making the NCAA postseason for the first time, but our guys had a goal in mind, and that's our end goal is to win the whole thing. So I don't think we're going to have an issue with that. We're going to go in there and play hard and do our thing and see what happens.
Bulldogs had a 6-3 win over Ashland, Ohio to punch their ticket to Cary, beat 2 Missouri schools along the way in regionals, in Drury out of Springfield and William Jewell. Now it's on to the College World Series. Dan, congratulations on a great season. Thanks for your time, and best of luck to the Bulldogs.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, one more school we've got to focus in on here, and that is Webster University. And joining me now, their head coach, Bill Courage. Bill, if I had to describe your program to date, I would call it a destiny. This is a dynasty. This is the third time in 4 seasons that your team will be playing in the Division III College World Series, and 7th time in your 9 seasons as coach that you've made it to the postseason. That's amazing.
Yeah, we've had a good run. We had a good group right off the bat, and slowly but surely, we got a little bit better. We finally broke through, 4 years ago, and to go 3 out of 4 years, that's tough to do. We've had a good group, and a number of these guys have they're seniors now, have been on all 3 teams, so it's been a good run here.
You're on your way to Appleton, Wisconsin now for the tournament. Your first game is Friday against number 1 ranked Cortland State, who swept their way through the New York Regional. If you're going to be the best, you have to beat the best at some point, so it may as well be early. I mean, once you get to this point, though, with these 8 teams, is it pretty much wide open?
Completely wide open. Everybody's good. There's not, there's not anybody that, that you can take lightly by any means. Obviously, Portland State's an outstanding team. Been a great program for, 20, 25 years. And, Joe Brown, their head coach, does a great job. We've played each other a couple of times. This will be the first time we play each other in the World Series. And we're certainly going to have our hands full. But it doesn't matter who you play. You're going to have your hands full, especially game 1. Yeah, everybody's got an ace that you're going to have to get past. Well, being here our third time, without any doubt, you're coming to win. The first time you're certainly happy to be there, as we are this year. But it's a new experience. You go up there. We won a game, and that was very thrilling. 4 years ago to win a game at the World Series, and but we've got 3 trips under our belt now. We're certainly going up there to win the thing. Now, if we don't, is it going to be an awful horrible mess, or is it going to be a letdown by any means? No, we've had a great season, and the guys will never forget the celebration and winning the regional tournament last weekend. But gosh, the celebration, if we win this one, will be a little bit different. So we're certainly going to win it.
Bill Courage, the head baseball coach at Webster University. The Gorlocks, one of the best names in all of college and one of the best programs in the country. Bill, good luck. Congratulations on another great season, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right. That's pretty solid, isn't it? You got Webster University, Truman State for baseball, Mizzou, Central Methodist, Central Missouri for softball, and we might have more too. So thanks to all the coaches for joining me here, and good luck to your teams, and good luck to the players, and hopefully we bring home a bunch of national championships to the Show Me State. Thanks for watching, and remember to check out more sports at MissouriNet.com and follow me on Twitter at Missouri Sports. I'm Bill Pollack. Thanks for watching.